shit's getting more ugly. Everyday life is getting more flipped upside down. What's up, everyone? It's CJ with Real Talk News. And it's Tuesday, May 11th, 2021. I want to apologize for my absence. I have been working a new job, and it has taken a majority of my time just doing that, going to work, coming home, and continuing to prepare and taking care of my family and bills in my off time. I'm sure by now, a majority of you, if not all of you, have heard of the Colonial Pipeline hacking that happened on Friday. And since that time, it has gotten mediocre to very limited or little mainstream coverage. They continue on with this scary story that has put the world to a standstill. And that has not really killed anybody whatsoever. They keep on the propaganda, bullshit, and lies, and obscuring the truth and the search of it with the censorship, the removal of information, as they continue to fight the information war. Gas shortages are coming. As this has been taking place, I saw a few articles and videos that in the state of Florida on Monday, some stations across the state had to shut down because they were out of fuel. And others had a long line with customers waiting to get gas in their vehicles. Now, if you want to continue to believe the lamestream, CIA controlled and operated while they continue to execute Operation Mockingbird to feed you propaganda, lies, and bullshit, and continue to hook into the story that the shortages and such are because of COVID. Go ahead. But you see, this has been a well thought out, studied, executed many years in advance, put together plan. Well before the year 2020. This collapse that is a slow-going collapse of this country, and it's starting to slowly pick up pace, has been the wet dream of the elite and the secret societies combined for a long time. They were just waiting for the right moment to put that plan in motion and what cover to use. that fits in with the plans of the Great Reset and Agenda 21/2030. But they couldn't come out and say, yeah, we're going to do this. They needed to devise something that would cast a spell and deceive and manipulate every single person on this planet and every country. And so far, it's been working pretty damn well. Now, you might think I'm talking out of my ass here. I'm not. Do yourself a favor. Go to Amazon or just go to any search engine, type up Event 201, read that document, dig a little deeper. Once you've done that, go to Amazon and a search engine that will link to the book that is being sold on Amazon, written by Klaus Schwab, the founder, member, and the president and chairman of the board of the WEF, which means the World Economic Forum. Now look at the book he wrote, COVID-19. Well, actually, no, it's not. It's called The Great Reset. But in the preface section of the book, and even the table of contents, you can look up, plain as day, COVID-19, the macro reset. Read that. Absorb it. Study it. Understand it. And then dig a little deeper past that of the plans that they've tried to put in motion for knows how long. And what led up to this. Then you might get an inkling and a grasp of what I'm talking about. But it's starting off in Florida. They're experiencing gas shortages. Now, we don't really know what's going on behind the scenes at that refinery facility because we're not there. We don't know if they're working tirelessly around the clock to get this production and distribution back up in full swing. At this point, the latest update was that at the Colonial facility, they have restarted some of the lateral lines on the production and distribution of fuel and jet fuel. But it does not pump out nearly the same amount and quantity number of 2.5 million barrels a day. Or, I'm sorry, gallons. That is needed. It's either barrels or gallons. I can't remember the which. So they're doing, on appearances side, to get some of it back in operation. And they claim that they're tirelessly working to get the entire facility back in full operation. Well, like I said, we're not there. We're not those people, so we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We can only take what is being fed to us through what they say and being passed along through the media. Sadly, there's no insider person there that is decided to go on the whistleblower route and say, yeah, this is what's really going on. So we don't know. But if you think that it's just going to be that this situation is a one-time deal, and it only will pertain to gasoline and fuel, you're wrong and sadly mistaken. This is the starting point in furthering the shortages. If you paid attention or recall, back in 2020, when Bobo Biden was debating Donald Trump on the debate stage, Biden openly said that he wants to end all gasoline cars by the year 2030. And when he mentioned that, all the liberal, leftist, socialist, communist, hippie, feminist, global warming, global climate change, bullshit, climate sickness loving, believing fucking retards that want to put the utopia in place to where they outlaw gasoline. You got to get an electric car or a bike or whatever. They were all jumping for joy. And I can guarantee they're jumping for joy now because of this incident that is taking place. But as I just mentioned, it's not going to start and stop with this pipeline situation. It is going to be now, you'll see it, mark my words, shortages in other areas that are going to be affected. Food, electronics, the chip shortage is still an ongoing thing. So you have that shortage there. The shortage in chicken, which I will do a separate report on. I attempted to do so last week, but a situation arose as I was live streaming, had to put an end to it and then take it down. I have had the chance since then to get back on here. Along with the shortages, you're going to see increase in the price at the pump. Now, that may not be nearly as a concentrated concern as the shortage to some, as the shortage is to others. Either way, what you need to do is tomorrow, if you don't have some, go out and buy some gas cans. And if you have a place to store them, once they're filled, store them. Go out and get a couple 5-gallon cans, some 2 and 3 gallon cans, and if available, buy a 10-gallon can. And then once you fill those up, top off the tank in your vehicles. Doesn't matter if you have 1 or 2 or 50. Make sure the tank is at a full. You should also maybe consider getting into the preparedness mindset. And if you don't know how to do that, go to YouTube and look in how to become a prepper. Go, with the basics. There's quite a few channels on there with valuable, precious information. Get into that mindset and maybe that lifestyle of becoming prepared for things to come. Because this is not the end. More is coming. You can mark my words, more is coming in different areas. Before, the interesting is, before all this happened, a couple of weeks ago, I was on a quick break at work and seen the headline article that came out from the Communist News Network, or Clinton News Network, basically known as CNN. And they had a headline from an article, said that gas shortages were going to be taking place this summer. And in the article, they tried to pacify it off and put a blame, if you will, in the lack of truck drivers and or experienced drivers. And there was only one article regarding that. And a couple weeks or so later, the situation in the pipeline took place. Well, maybe the bozos at CNN backed off on that idea because they knew it was bullshit. There was not a such thing as, lack of drivers and or experienced drivers thereof. And decided not to press on that situation. Regardless, you have to get your family, yourself, your loved ones prepared for what is coming. Stock up on goods, food, water. Bug out gear. If you don't know what that is, look into it. It's basically the same thing as backpacking and camping gear. It's just been assigned to a category. Now there is, items out there that are specifically made and designed for that market, but a majority of the bug out and survival gear is your backpacking and your camping gear. The difference is it's lightweight and it's portable and easy to transport. It's small enough to fit in a bag. Maybe you should start looking into that. Probably be the best thing you will do with your money than frivolously spend it on worthless things. Do something that will potentially and likely ensure and guarantee you another fighting day to live. Once you have those items stacked up on them for 6 months to a year or 2 years. 2 years maximum. Well, minimum of those items. And your everyday items can be put into that category, from food to first aid like bandages and such, to vitamins that you buy over the counter. Get into the habit of picking up when you run low. Instead of buying one bottle, buy two. maybe 3. Sometimes you can buy a 2, buy one, get one free deal. Take advantage. But do something. Because you cannot and should not rely on government for your aid. And if you think you should, here's a hefty reminder. Just remember what happened to Hurricane Katrina and how the government so wonderfully handled that situation. I don't think you want to be stuck in a similar boat as those people were. Sure as hell, no, I don't. Stock up and top off. And if you have to travel on a regular, whether it's for business, pleasure, or out running errands, another tip would be to consider is to, once you look at your gas gauge and it gets down to 3/4, maybe half a tank, and if you got the extra bucks, pull over, top it off, get into that practice. Because as it's been reported so far, even from Colonial and people, professionals within that field, have started ringing the alarm that if this isn't fully corrected by Friday, from that point on, it's going to get ugly. It's going to get messy, and it could get chaotic. And also remember, this is part of the master plan that's been rolling out for damn near a year and a half now. And they're not pulling the brake, they're not pulling the reins, they're not easing off the throttle. They're still going. And they are not going to stop until they see their agendas, their plans, and their wet dreams and their fantasies fulfilled. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. The ball's in your court if you want to hit that notification bell for when I'm back on here. But at the very least, share it out there. Share it so that people can hear and maybe take heed of the advice and put that advice into use. And if you feel the need to leave a comment, do so and reply in kind. Well, I'm off for now. Thanks for tuning in and checking out. Appreciate it. Until next time, be prepared and be ready to survive and thrive in the slow rolling upside down. Till then, I'm out.